I've been a bad boy. I've been playing dirty, but now it's time to clean up the act. Over the past 2 months, I have been using my derby forest green boots just about every day. These boots I have been using good roads, bad roads, and no roads. Whether I'm on the motorcycle or not, I have been using them as my daily workwear. The last trails that I really abused them a lot. It's time to give them some tender love and care because frankly, they've been protecting me. Idea of taking care of them is not to apply any waxes or anything that's stronger on leather that you would generally use on boots. For this, it is using a very standard leather sneaker cleaner. Now usually these are way milder than what you would get for leather boots. And since we want to retain what the boots stand for, these seem to fit the bill. Now, before we begin, you gotta brush off all the dust from the boot.
Yellow and green are my favorite colors. Yellow is pretty obvious. You see yellow being everywhere around in Trip Machine. But green comes a very close second. And hence I was always excited about creating these green boots. Yellow for me as a boot, I think it's a little too wild. But yeah, maybe if it works, it'll work. On the green, for leather, it's a very unique color. And we've been working on getting these right for the last 2 years. It's not just about the leather, but also how the leather combines with the other elements of the shoe. What's the color that you guys would like on a Trip Machine boot? I'm really keen to know. I've got a lot of requests for doing red boots, and that's in the works. But what apart from maybe a green, blue, and red? Should we probably do like a dual tone color? That would be a really interesting boot to have. Okay, so now the brushing part is over. The next step is to now get a cloth, preferably a microfiber, because it's the softest on your leather, and just brush off or clean off a lot of that dust that's already on it. You'll notice that the boots now already look better than how they were brought in. Well, a lot of dust is still remaining, and I'd rather let that be because it's part of the ride, it's part of the history. You can't always be putting patches on things you ride. It needs to have some real history, and well, let's just say that dust has built character. Okay, so now it's time to get to the sneaker cleaner. Very simple instruction: shake well before use, and never put it on the leather directly. It's funny how all these leather cleaners ask you to spread it evenly on the leather. When it comes like a foam, there is no way you can put it evenly on the leather, right? So once it's on your cloth, spread it out so it isn't concentrated anywhere directly, because if it goes directly on your leather, it's going to leave a spot there. As you see, the leather has already absorbed everything in it. You can actually skip that step. Well, there you have it. That's how a clean boot looks, and that's how a not so clean boot looks. Now what you're going to do is let it dry, and you'd see how magically it'll transform into this really well-used boot, but that's very clean. Okay, so both boots are now absolutely clean. You see there's a new life that's been brought into them. What we're going to do now is leave them out to dry. Don't dry them out in the sun. Dry them out in the shade, and just let the whole solution evaporate naturally, right? Well, thank you for watching, and if you'd like to see more of these, let us know in the comments below. Cheers.